Okay, let's roll. Okay, let's roll. Okay, let's It's the it's the it's the it's the off season, bro. It's the
Yeah.
off season.
Yep. Finally.
We're here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a brand new episode of On It. You got me. You got Devin. We are here today to talk some NFL, to talk some NBA. But when I say NFL, I really mean Super Bowl 58 because
Was it 58?
it was Super Bowl 58, which it was crazy. It's crazy. It's funny you said it because I was having that same thought process of like Super Bowl 38, and I went back and I'm like Super Bowl, I'm like all right, so 2000 Super Bowl 35. I'm like okay, so it has to be Super Bowl 58. Like I started putting the pieces together. I'm like all right, Super Bowl 58. And I mean, what else can I say? But let's talk about it.
Yeah, I don't think this Super Bowl deserves a number. I think we can just call it the bullshit bowl.
Look, okay, I'm gonna admit it right now. It wasn't the bullshit bowl. Feelings aside, I enjoyed the game. I had fun watching the game. I found myself, like we had this thing on the pod where we talk a bunch of shit. We hate on a bunch of players or we glorify players or whatever. I found myself like forgetting that and just like remembering like like football, like, and I'm just watching the game.
Yeah,
like
it did feel good to watch football because it had been 2 weeks and it's like this feels nice.
So it was like even like I'm watching Mahomes like throw a completion and it was like okay, and I'm like oh fuck, damn it, like fuck. Damn, like
I couldn't get the Chiefs hate out of my mind.
Yeah,
so I was rooting for the Niners.
Well, okay. Kansas City
Chiefs
wins
Super Bowl champions
25-22 in overtime, back-to-back champs.
Second overtime Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, in the first, I guess the first overtime with the new rules.
Yes, first overtime
with the postseason overtime rules. I believe it was the first since that.
It was the first playoff game with
since that Bills Chiefs game. Really? I think this is the first overtime postseason.
I mean, it didn't matter in this game.
It didn't matter, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, the game, it started slow. It started weird because what was it? It was you had Christian McCaffrey fumbling on the open drive. And it was a promising drive. Like, they're going down the field. I'm like, all right, cool. 49ers are there. Brock ain't backing down. Here we go. Let's let McCaffrey eat. And then he fumbles. And then it goes Kansas City punt, San Fran punt, Kansas City punt. Then San Fran goes up 3-0.
Yep.
Then you have Kansas City coming down, and they fumble. Pacheco fumbles the football.
Yeah.
And Travis Kelce attacks Andy Reid.
Like, puts his hands on him.
Puts his hands on him. And I'm going to say it to you like this.
Yeah.
Look, like, I'm not comparing the two coaches because one may be a little more chill, one may be a little more strict, but Bill is benching you for the rest of the game if you do some shit like that.
You will be cut.
If Gronk came up to Bill Belichick and shoved him and was like, motherfucker,
honestly, I thought it would be like that with any coach and any NFL. I feel like if it was any other player on that team but Mahomes or Kelce, they're getting benched.
Yeah. Maybe
like if the defensive, like if fucking McDuffie fucking rolls up on him and shoves Andy Reid, it's game over for him.
I mean, it was wild to see, and like even like we've been gassing up the Kelce hate ever since the Ravens game, but it was just like, how is he getting away with just the most? Yeah, it's like he's just okay. That's the thing. Like I was personally offended just because like I'm a Ravens fan. I'm mad they beat us. He talked shit before and after and during. Now he's just like bro might lose a deal or two for pulling some shit like that. Like he's being a dick.
I know.
He's being a
for no fucking reason, dude.
Dick. So at that point, I'm like, all right, the Chiefs are emotional, but they're lucky because San Fran couldn't get nothing going either. But then big trick play. Brock Purdy to Juwan Jennings. Back to Christian McCaffrey. I'm like, all right, this is the ball's in the air. I'm like, this is a pick. This ball's getting intercepted 10,000%.
I thought Debo was the guy that was slinging. I didn't realize they had Juwan in the bag to throw the ball.
Juwan Jennings throwing that
Crazy.
up. Christian McCaffrey obviously catches it, scores. Now at that point I'm like, all right, it's 10-0. Two things were going through my mind. Juwan Jennings just won Super Bowl MVP because he's either throwing the same amount or more touchdowns than Brock Purdy has.
Exactly.
Or if Christian McCaffrey would have run for more, maybe he gets it. But Juwan went on to get a receiving touchdown too. So I was like, all right, he's the second player to ever have a receiving and a passing in the Super Bowl.
The first being
and the first receiver, but he's the first ever receiver.
Yeah.
Which is
he'll probably be the only receiver.
Which is hard.
A long time.
It's harder. I mean, to me,
in my opinion,
if you think about it, let's be real.
I mean, to throw a touchdown, it's rare that they'll run a play like that in that territory.
Okay, I'll put it to you like this. You both, like Nick Foles and Juwan Jennings, definitely both have to rely on a lot of other things going well.
Yes.
Because Christian McCaffrey easily could have been tackled, before,
for sure.
Obviously before he
20-yard touchdown.
And Brock Purdy and Nick Foles has to make sure that the trend, or not the transition, but the I'm already in off-season mode. I can't even think of the word I'm looking for, but he's got to make sure everything goes.
And that he plays it well enough to where he doesn't get covered.
Yes, exactly.
Because if you put a DB on him, he's not touching shit.
Yeah, no. So, and you got to think they tried it with Brady the same game, and
he overthrew it.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You got to rely on things got to go perfect. But I think obviously, I think it's a little more impressive, and his receiving touchdown was
a great receiving.
Was great too.
And it was at that time it was fucking big.
It was.
And
big.
Then they missed or got an extra point blocked.
Okay, so Kansas City, it was 10-3 at half.
10-3 at half.
So then they kick another field goal. It's 10-6. Usher, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it happened.
What are you gonna
do? It happened. It was there. It was cool. Usher. Shout out to all the moms that enjoyed the show. But Kansas City, so 2 straight field goals is 10-6. But you know what happened after that? San Fran gets the ball. They punt it back to Kansas City. Kansas City is forced to punt. Then the play that I believe lost San Fran the game happened. They muffed the punt.
No.
Well,
the blocker hit the fucking blocker's foot. When I watched the play live, I was like, "What the fuck is he trying to do, grabbing the ball?" And then I realized it hit his fucking foot.
As soon as he went to grab it, I was like, it had to bounce. It had to bounce.
Because they're trained to never touch the ball once it hits the ground.
He's Peter. So as soon as it was, he had good eyes too because it was close. I mean, it was quick. It was just right off the heel.
I couldn't tell. Yeah, it was right off his heel. What a fucking terrible there's one place you can't be on the field.
And when I say muff, obviously I don't mean like it was muff, but it wasn't just like he bobbled it. Like it was he saw that a 49er touched it and he was like, shit, I gotta grab it.
But now you got 4 Chiefs in the area, you can't do shit.
So think about this. So before that muff punt, Mahomes was 17 for 23, had 166 yards and an interception. He opened the second half with an interception, a terrible interception.
There were a bunch of balls in that game that could have been picked.
After the muff,
Purdy had a lot of balls that were batted down too. That were bad.
After that muff, he went 17 for 23, 167, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Jesus Christ.
That muffed punt changed. I mean, they scored immediately after. Yeah. That game changed. I mean, it was, even though it was back and forth and 49ers took the lead after that, it's still, to me, I was like,
it didn't feel like it was their game.
The Chiefs are not losing this game.
Because, I don't know, it felt harder for San Francisco to get something going, especially once they got into, red zone territory. But it felt tough for them. I think they kicked some of the furthest field goals. There was a shit.
Yeah, I think they broke the record for longest, and then the Chiefs broke it.
Yeah, fucking
the same game.
They hit a 50. The Niners hit a 55-yarder, and then Bucker hit a 57-yarder. Then they hit a 53-yarder.
So after that muff punt, they trade field goals back and forth. So like even when San Fran was up 19, well, no. San Fran scores a touchdown.
San Fran scores a touchdown. The extra point gets blocked.
Now, Devin, I'm not gonna lie.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that odd?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I definitely didn't pull this is scripted card, but I'm just sitting here thinking like I watched a lot of football. I know I missed plays. I know I definitely missed extra points. Who doesn't walk away to piss during an extra point? But there couldn't have been more than a handful of blocked extra points.
There's like in the history of the sport.
I'm saying this season, like
sure. But like odds? Even after they moved it back to 33.
What are the odds that the one time an extra point was blocked was to put the Chiefs only down 3 instead of having to go down the field and score a touchdown? I don't know. I'm being half serious, half real, but I'm not gonna lie, Devin. That half real is really wanting to pull me in. It's really like wanting to pull me in.
The only time like extra points are missed is when it's the kicker's fault. They push it or pull it or whatever. Like it's a chip shot. It's a chip shot. So you take less steps and you just kick it high and get it through.
You just broke the record for the longest field goal like 40 minutes ago.
Exactly. And now you can't chip a fucking 33-yard fucking field goal.
What are we doing? So 16 to 13, 16-16, 19. Even when it was 19-16, like Tony Romo's like Tony Romo.
Number one, him calling the Super Bowl the most annoying thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I switched to Nickelodeon at one point.
Time. I know, I wanted to. But he's fucking glazing the Chiefs the whole time.
I will say, I could tell
he was drawing lines all over the fucking field like he's some sort of genius.
He was trying his best. Now I don't hate that. I'm not gonna lie. I might be one of the only people that don't hate because he sometimes he truly like.
No, agree.
Like it might not be something you didn't know, but it's just something you might not have noticed, and it's just well, God.
But he's calling. All right, but he's drawing lines like.
I'm okay. Lines, take the lines away. I'm thinking more like I want to say it was. I could be wrong. I want to say it was the drive when it was 16-16 and the Niners had the ball. I could be wrong, but there's a play and it's like intense, and they motion someone over and then they motion him back, and Romo's like, oh, they just found out that the Chiefs are in man. They're gonna switch it, and I'm like, oh shit.
They were like, oh shit. They saw who was it? Warner. They saw Warner.
Yeah. So when Romo said that, I'm like, oh shit, are they going to do? And then they switched to the left. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
So it was
like he had that. Like he's good at doing that. He's obviously done this. Like this was his job. But I don't know. The yapping the whole fucking game. I don't know. It's not.
No. But
very.
So 16-13, 16-16, 19-16, 19-19. We're going into overtime. Now, Devin, what have you seen the reports on like people trying to say that the Niners didn't know how the rules worked for this overtime game and all these like it's not so there's these reports that like apparently like the Chiefs have been rehearsing this for the last 2 weeks. Apparently.
What?
They've been coming out and saying this. Mahomes and Chris Jones came out and said that for the last 2 weeks they've been preparing for an overtime in the Super Bowl, and then the Niners they're coming out and saying like we wanted the ball first, we wanted the score, yada yada. And it's like people are talking about people are basically debating on whether or not San Fran should have took the ball first, what they thought San Fran's mindset was, all that type of shit. And I'm thinking. It doesn't matter because it didn't get to the point where the new overtime rules came into effect.
These rules had zero effect.
The 49ers kicked a field goal.
Yeah.
And then they folded. Just completely folded.
And the Chiefs, they let fucking Mahomes convert on what, a 4th and 3?
Yeah.
Like just the most annoying shit. But no, the overtime rules now in the playoffs are if one team scores a touchdown first, the other team has an opportunity to score a touchdown. The rules have always been if one team kicks a field goal, the other team has a chance to score a touchdown or kick a field goal and tie it. So nothing changed. I mean, maybe you can defer, and then if the Chiefs score a touchdown, then you have to score a touchdown. But you basically are there to score a touchdown no matter what.
So that's the thing, Devin. We're getting overtime. San Fran gets down the field. They kick a field goal.
They had momentum, and then they just get fucking shut.
So
down.
I guess some of my problems is San Fran had them.
Yeah.
They were. Let's not talk about. I mean, we can talk about the fact that 4 years ago they were in a very similar situation.
They were up 14. Oh, was it 10?
Up 10. It was 20-10.
It was up 10 in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter. Now they're up 10 in the second quarter. Let's play this real conservative. It's 10-3. So all right, hear me out. It's 10-3 at halftime. Mahomes opens up with an interception. Mahomes opens up with an interception. 24 of Purdy's 38 attempts came in the second half. Mind you, the first 2 drives in the second half from San Fran, Christian McCaffrey had 0 carries. Then when they wanted to run, half of Christian McCaffrey's second half carries, 6 of his 12 carries, came in the final overtime drive. They completely abandoned the run in the second half.
Well, all they did was they ran the ball a couple times on first down, and then that was it. And then they tried to just...
Devin, how did we not see Kyle Shanahan poorly managing a game coming from 5 miles away?
That is true. I mean, he's been the fall guy, I guess, for a lot of these games.
First of all, he's been your fall guy for this entire time we've done this podcast. You always shit on Kyle Shanahan. You know it, and this is more proof.
He was the OC in
28-3.
In 28-3, he was the head coach 4 years ago. He's the head coach currently. Yeah,
but here's
when I saw that the 49ers were up, I felt that, and I don't know. I was rooting for the Niners, so I wasn't on my Shanahan hate, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But when I went back and looked at it, 24 out of Purdy's 38 attempts came in the second half.
Just abandoning the game plan for no reason.
Mahomes threw an interception to start the second half, and then the next 2 drives after that, they did not give McCaffrey a single carry.
Like that's when you run the ball. That's when you use McCaffrey.
That's when you.
You're up when you're winning.
What are we doing here? And they get nothing out of it.
This is what happened in the Ravens game.
Yeah.
The Ravens had a stronghold, or could have had a stronghold on that game, but instead they fucking threw the ball 1,000 times and ran it 5 fucking times with a running back.
But the fact that, because I saw all right, when McCaffrey had 10 carries in the first half, 12 in the second, but 6 of them were in the final drive.
Exactly.
You can't decide. All right, we're gonna go back to bro. When it all matters. Because they could have taken the first 2 drives of the second half and completely just drained Kansas City.
Exactly. The only thing with the overtime, though, like the only benefit they would have had from deferring was, I think when they kicked the field goal, they had a 4th and 4. The Chiefs went for it when they had a 4th and whatever.
They would have went for it. I think they would have went for it.
Well, they wanted to win the game. Like, I'm saying, like, had the Chiefs gone down and kicked the field goal or scored a touchdown, the Niners would be more inclined to.
Oh, I thought you were saying had the Chiefs gotten the ball, they would have punted if they were on a 4th and 4.
No, they would have kicked the field goal.
Oh, okay.
But for the Niners in that situation, it's like, take the points, try to have your defense make a stop.
Yeah, which you would think they would.
Because they had done so the entire game.
But I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not mad. Sure, put whatever blame you want on that 49ers defense, but they did their thing to me.
They did their job.
And they, like, I don't know how many times I have to say this, 24 of Brock Purdy's 38 attempts came in the second half.
Yeah.
They did not give McCaffrey the ball for the first 2 drives of the second half, which I don't know if I have to go back. I don't know if that means he didn't touch the ball till the fourth quarter, rushing wise. But
Yeah, rushing wise. Yeah.
I don't know. It was but
McCaffrey's your weapon. I mean, you can get some big plays out of IU. You can get some big plays out of Debo and Kittle, but Debo was running on half a leg at that point.
Well, Debo busted up his shoulder at one or Debo was on half a leg. Kittle busted up his shoulder at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Greenlaw.
Dre Greenlaw went out.
He tears his Achilles. Did you see it?
No.
It was like he was running on the field like I don't know if it was after a punt or whatever, but it was like, all right, like time to go out there, and his shit just tore.
Fucking hey, dude.
Which and they're making jokes like man, the NFL spies, like they just tore that man's Achilles,
snapped him
real quick. But I guess it's easier to just say it was bound to happen if it was that easy to snap.
Sure.
There, which kind of sucks, but yeah. No.
Let me see if I can find a video where you can, because when A-Rod tore his, you can see it snapping.
You could see it possibly, but you could definitely. I mean, they have a sideline shot of him like running away from the camera, and he just goes down, drops to his hands, and it's like, wow. Because I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize he was hurt until I got the report. It just popped.
Yeah,
it just popped.
Yep. Oh no, yeah, you can, if you watch it slow, you can see the calf jiggle, and that's just from the tendon snapping and shooting up his leg, and then he tries to put his foot back down, and it's like a noodle.
But I guess to summarize the rest of the game, Kansas City gets the ball back after San Fran kicks a field goal, 22-19. Yep. They go down the field and they score a touchdown to win. Mahomes, 3-time Super Bowl champ, 3-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yep.
What do we? I mean,
what? Well, he was.
What do we?
He was MVP last year.
What do we talking about? What do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about how you're gonna hate how much we got to hear about the Chiefs dynasty? Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. Didn't see much of Taylor Swift, which I mean, hey,
no, there was a decent amount.
No, they said they showed it. She was only aired for a total of 54 seconds.
Good.
That's not a lot.
Well, she was up there with Ice Spice and fucking Blake Lively.
I'm not gonna lie. The whole time they're cutting the Ice Spice, and she's just like sure don't have a clue what's going on. She's like, yeah, let's go. Like she don't have a clue what's going on in that game. But
like I don't understand what stake she has in the game. I guess she's Taylor Swift's friend.
I guess she's friends with Taylor Swift, which I mean, cool. Yeah, do your
congrats.
Thing. I don't know. It was just funny. I don't know. It was just funny. All year you see her with like Brittany Mahomes, and then like this game, it's like I remember just being like,
I didn't see Brittany at all.
Is that Ice Spice?
Is
that Ice Spice shaking?
She's hard to miss.
Shaking Jason Kelce's hand.
Yeah.
Jason Kelce walks in. He's hi, Mrs. Spice. Hi,
Mrs. Spice.
Hello. But yeah, no, I don't know what's worse, the Mahomes hype, the Kelce hype. I'll tell you one thing.
In my opinion, I think I view it as like obviously it was scripted.
No, stop. We're having a podcast and a discussion about a game that we are not going to start with.
Obviously, this was one for Taylor Swift. I think this game meant more for Taylor Swift and the Kelce situation. But now that because the Chiefs won, now it's hey, Mahomes is the new GOAT.
All right, so let's have a football discussion. So this reminds me of the first Brady run in New England, his first 3 rings.
I mean, this reminds me in the way that it's the same amount of rings and the same stuff, but it doesn't really remind me of.
No. I'm gonna tell you the big difference. Brady went on to win 3 more because he wasn't making more and more and more and more every single year.
Yeah.
Because
what I heard on Julian's podcast though, that like,
yeah, I heard the same bullshit.
But it's like, I don't know how like Brady was taking a pay cut for a reason. Like, if you were gonna pay everybody else less, why not give Brady the max? It's like, this isn't like, hey, Brady just wants less money just so that you guys feel better. It's like,
the narrative was never Brady doesn't make the most on his team. It was he takes a pay cut compared to other quarterbacks.
For the team. But then Edelman's like, yeah, no, we all got paid.
And the thing is, I mean, maybe this is just me being like naive, but I really do believe that, they're not going to be able to have that second 3 Super Bowl run with that contract on Mahomes.
I mean, well, we said it when he got the contract that it would be tough to make it back. Losing Tyreek Hill, like, that was like, hey, is Mahomes good without Tyreek?
Well, now that is true. Now we also talked about, like, all right, he's gonna do his thing for a minute, but that contract is gonna show eventually. It will show exactly eventually because of how it increases every year.
But the thing is like, yeah, for that time, that $500 million contract was massive. But compared to the average NFL quarterback salary, it's not that much. Like, Mahomes is down on the list in terms of how much he makes per year.
Well, yeah, but the way it works, but
sure,
I think that's why I think in the future it will impact them. Now, sure.
But for me, the problem I have is, like, yes, the Chiefs won. They beat the Bills, they beat the Ravens, and then they beat the 49ers. But they had a completely lackluster season. They beat no good teams convincingly. They lost to bad teams. Yes, they made the playoffs and they won their division and whatever, but, like, by no means were they the best team in the league at any point this season. They never looked like it since week 1 after they lost to the Lions. And it's like, sure, but I don't know. Everything fell in line and went in their favor.
So a conversation I see a lot. I'm seeing a lot more, especially after the Super Bowl win. The question is: is Patrick Mahomes greater than Peyton Manning?
No.
Devin.
What?
Devin. Okay, before I even have to jump into it, you tell me why there's any way you could say no.
Okay. Is Kurt Warner greater than Dan Marino? Is Kurt Warner better than Dan? All right,
I don't think so. Maybe
Kurt Warner has.
None, I don't know.
Kurt Warner has 2 MVPs and a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Marino has no rings, and is in most people's top 5 to 7. So, yes, has Mahomes had better playoff success and Super Bowl success? By miles, for sure. He's already got 2 more Super Bowl MVPs and an extra ring. Yes. But Manning was a 5-time MVP and had a God knows how long career, finished his career with the most passing yards, with the most passing touchdowns. I don't know. He's not. Not like, yes, if we're looking at playoff success and Super Bowl success, sure, he had a better career in that sense. But in no means has he had a better career.
Okay. What about the first 6 years of Mahomes' career compared to the first 6 years of Manning's career?
I don't know the stats on them.
It's trash, bro. Peyton Manning didn't do shit.
Sure, but he still has 5 MVPs.
Yeah, he does have 5 MVPs, but let's
He
be
also
real.
wasn't coached by Andy Reid.
But let's be real. Patrick Mahomes has 3 Super Bowl rings, 3 Super Bowl MVPs. He's already had a 5,000-yard year with the 50 touchdown piece. Peyton Manning had. You want to talk about things falling in place? Let's be real. The one Super Bowl ring he had, his final Super Bowl ring, Broncos Super Bowl ring, was bullshit. He did not do anything. If you put Patrick Mahomes in Peyton Manning's position, it would have been a 40-point landslide the way the Panthers were playing that day. And his neck was hanging on by an actual thread. So no, I'm not even. I'm taking that one away. I'm taking that one completely away from him. And then look at the Super Bowl before that, where he got his ass absolutely busted. By the Seahawks. So it's like he finished with a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns, but I can't really accept that, because when I say LeBron's the GOAT, it's he played forever. That's why he has so many points. That's why he has so many. So and the longevity is not respected there. So why now all of a sudden Peyton Manning, his longevity leading him to having so many passing yards and so many passing touchdowns makes him better than Patrick Mahomes in any way? Because I'll be real, I got no reason to stand for Mahomes and sit here and back him up.
All right,
but it's just the truth, bro.
Sure. Manning did not have an abnormally long career. Tom Brady had an abnormally long career, 23 years.
Yeah, but
like, that makes sense why he broke all those records. And I'm going to be honest, this is a conversation for another time, but I'm changing a lot of my thoughts on Jordan, LeBron.
In whose favor?
LeBron's. Okay. For the first time in my life,
you're doing work.
I actually went back and I watched, because there was talk of we had talked in the last episode, like who can play in what era and whatever. And I went back and I actually watched the 1990 conference finals, the 1991 conference finals, the 1991 finals. Jordan was actually a guy who made the league less physical. Like, when he was getting beat, the story is that he packs on muscle to beat the Pistons. No, he was complaining the entire time that they weren't getting the calls. He wanted the game to change because he didn't like the way the Pistons played basketball.
Yeah. But
all right, but no, here.
Manning, back to Manning.
If Brady retires after 2007, after they lose the Super Bowl,
okay,
and Peyton Manning finishes out his career, Tom Brady's not the GOAT, Peyton Manning's a better quarterback.
I don't know.
No,
you can't do that though. You can't do that because there were so many times Brady beat Peyton after 2007. That's not fair. Like, you can't do that. Like, Brady changed Peyton Manning's career too. So
exactly,
you can't say
Here's
that.
Here's the thing. Like, when we talk about domination is a thing. Like, Tiger Woods, when he was on his peak. No, I'm just comparing.
I'm hearing you out. No, I got you.
When he was at his peak in the early 2000s, he was dominating. He ruined everyone's career. All of these guys who could have had great careers didn't have them. Now, football's a little bit different, but how many quarterbacks are in the league right now? Lamar Jackson's got 2 MVPs.
Be real though. Devin, be real. You're telling me the comp for the comp at the quarterback position right now, when we're talking about the top guys, isn't ridiculous? The skill in the top quarterbacks compared to Peyton Manning's prime, Tom Brady's prime, whoever else's prime, is outmatched 100,000 times per.
I don't think it's 100,000 times. There have been great quarterbacks who have done nothing.
Bro, stop it.
Right now, we've got a bunch of young quarterbacks in the league.
The talent at quarterback at the top.
But why are we judging quarterbacks on their first fucking 5 years? Why are we pushing and saying that Lamar Jackson needs to win a fucking Super Bowl right now? Josh Allen hasn't done shit in his career because he hasn't won a fucking Super Bowl.
Why can't we say that?
Because it's 5 fucking years in their into their careers.
Bro, we watch quarterbacks.
John Elway lost 3 or 4 fucking Super Bowls before he won 2 straight.
Yeah, but the NFL is different now. A lot of these guys are up and gone. A lot of these teams are
All right, but these top 10 quarterbacks are not up and gone.
But these top 10,
Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, these guys are not up and gone.
I'm saying, but the names you're saying right now, I really think are, if you put it up, match it up against any era, decade, this right now is the best skill, the best
it's one of the best
ever see from quarterbacks so far.
You've got a for sure top 15 quarterbacks.
If Mahomes is at the top of that list right now, I'm just answering why it's a conversation, because you're like, why now are we having this conversation? It's because of what he's already done.
No, sure, that's fine.
So are you saying that it's just right now he hasn't passed him yet? Like, so what is it going to take? This is kind of like LeBron and Jordan. Like, what's it going to take for him to pass him then?
More than 6 fucking years starting in the NFL. All right, but at the same time, a Super Bowl.
If you compare,
for as much as it is a quarterback fucking thing, it's a team fucking statistic. Peyton had great teams, but he was getting beat by the Patriots.
Okay, here. The same thing you said with LeBron or with Tom Brady. If Peyton Manning retired after his first 6 years, Eli's the best Manning. Hands down. So yeah, you can't.
Well, based off of Super Bowl success, but Eli's not even in the conversation.
Bro, based off of everything. We're not talking just Super Bowl success, but let's be real. When it comes down to it, yes, Lamar won MVP. Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowl MVP. Which one do you think is going to be talked about more? Which one do you think is going to be more important going into this offseason?
All right, but are we discrediting Aaron Rodgers' career because he fucking hasn't won more than one Super Bowl? He's one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever fucking seen. He's got 4 MVPs.
Yeah.
Also, play-wise, and he's been fucked over by his team 6,000 times.
But you say this and I say this, it's a quarterback-driven league. It's a quarterback-led league.
I know, but when it comes down to quarterback-driven.
When it's this close, it is. When it's this close, it is. It's just what it is, bro.
I don't know. I understand the argument for why Mahomes is talked about in the Manning and shit. But also, Eli's not even in the conversation for a first ballot Hall. I mean, he's in the conversation
for 5K and 50 touchdowns. He wasn't doing what Mahomes is doing.
No, I understand.
With the Super Bowls and the MVPs.
But Peyton Manning's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Mahomes is if he retires right now.
But if Mahomes has...
If he retires right now, he is.
Shitty fucking years after this, he's not better than Manning.
Okay, so can you just answer this question then? What would it take?
We're expecting the same thing to happen for the rest of his career.
What would it take?
How many people were looking at Tom Brady in 2011 after he lost 2 Super Bowls and calling him a fucking fraud and a fucking shit?
No, I'll give it to you. Recency bias is playing a heavy effect in this conversation.
No one fucking expected Tom Brady to win 3 more with the Patriots and another in fucking Tampa.
Sure, recency bias is definitely playing a heavy role in this conversation, but
Tom wasn't better than fucking Joe Montana after he won 3 and 2 back-to-back.
Joe had 5 or 4.
Yeah, Joe had fucking 5, but he also had fucking Jerry Rice.
How many did Joe have? 3?
Joe had 4.
3 or 4.
Steve Young had 1.
No.
Steve Young had 1 started. Steve Young was on the team for another.
I'm high. I don't know. I forgot. But either way.
Joe had 4. The Niners have 5.
Okay. So, and still do. Yeah. I don't know. We can cap that off, and we're obviously not going to agree. But like I said, you shouldn't answer my question. What is it going to take for Mahomes to pass Manning?
I don't think. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think another Super Bowl. Yes, another Super Bowl soon would, make another big jump. But I would like to see 10, 12 more years of great quarterback play.
What? 10, 12?
10. Not 10,
that's
12.
16, 18 years, bro.
Yeah, that's how long Manning played. Okay, you can take out the last 2.
Okay, but let's just say this. If he plays only 12 years and you doubled these 6 years, and this was exactly his career, he's obviously passing Manning. It doesn't matter if he didn't play 18 years.
Sure, but if Mahomes has 8 years of being a shitty quarterback, we're not calling him better than Peyton Manning. Yes, he had a better.
Okay. But do you
he
think
had a
that's gonna
better.
happen?
We don't fucking know. Again, did
Devin,
we expect
Devin,
Tom
that's the
Brady?
point. That's the point of this. But that's why we have a podcast. That's what I'm asking you. What do you think? Do you think? I mean, if you had
At
if you
this
had a
rate,
pie graph right now, and the
yes.
chances of him being a shitty quarterback for the next 8 years, or him having a career that could potentially put him above Peyton Manning all time, what do you think?
Sure.
What's bigger percentage? What's a bigger piece of pie? The latter, right? The latter.
Yes.
The latter. Not
Sure.
the 8-year bum run.
But it's possible.
It's very
But
possible. But
at the same time, this is more than likely the end of this Chiefs winning Super Bowls thing. Mahomes will go on to, like, the Chiefs aren't going to win the Super Bowl every fucking year. We know that.
Bro, they just went back to back, and you know they're going to push. You know they're going to push. You know they're pushing for a third. They're easily. I mean, not to be
if they
like,
three-peat, all right, but 5 years down the road, they're not going to have 5 more fucking Super Bowls. If fucking Mahomes, like, Tom Brady's career, he has 2 fucking separate careers where he could have been in the Hall of Fame, and he's got his championships spread out. It took 10 years to win another fucking championship.
Well, same thing with Manning. He won a Super Bowl versus the Bears.
Sure.
And then barely hung on to win a Super Bowl in Super Bowl 50.
But he also won the MVP, the year before that?
That's awesome. But like I said, bro, Lamar won MVP.
55 touchdowns?
Lamar won MVP. But when we're talking about the best quarterback in the league, they're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
Agreed.
There's so many Lamar Jackson Hills I'll die on, but I can't. I can't do this one. I can't, bro. It doesn't matter. You're saying he won MVP, sure. He won MVP.
Did Mahomes? Mahomes has had a way more successful playoff career than Lamar Jackson has to start their careers.
Okay, Peyton.
But we don't judge quarterbacks off of 5-6 years.
Patrick Mahomes, we're not, but we're judging Patrick Mahomes' career, which happens to just be 6 years.
Exactly.
That's not our fault. That's not my fault, though. That's just what his career is.
It is.
So it's not I'm not judging the 6 years.
What I'm saying is there will come a time for the Josh Allens, for the Joe Burrows, for the Lamar Jacksons, for the other quarterbacks to win Super Bowls, to go to Super Bowl.
If they keep getting knocked down by Patrick Mahomes, you got to give it to him. I'll say this: Patrick Mahomes already has a better postseason career than Peyton Manning.
Yes.
Okay.
He does.
Okay.
And that's what I said.
Okay.
But when we're looking at a career,
when we're looking at a career, I mean,
we can't say that. We have no fucking means to say that.
Tom Brady's rings are talked about a lot. So if we're going to talk about postseason accolades, let's talk about them. Let's not just say.
I mean, but here's the thing: like we talk about Tom's rings a lot, but then when we talk about Aaron, we don't talk about rings. But we talk about how great of a quarterback he was.
Sure.
Yes, Brady is a great quarterback, but he also was on an absolute dominant team, offensively and defensively.
But the same way you say we could talk about Brady, we could talk about Aaron Rodgers, we could talk about Patrick Mahomes, and we could talk about Lamar and Josh Allen and Justin Herbert and fucking CJ Stroud. Throw him in there, however great they are. But there's different levels. There's different levels. There's different levels to it. Lamar and Josh Allen aren't in conversations with Peyton Manning right now.
Not right now. Yes.
But
not right now.
The fact that Patrick Mahomes already is, you gotta at least acknowledge it.
Sure.
You gotta acknowledge it. Because it happened. It wasn't some fluke shit. It wasn't, bro, this was a way more legit win. This was way more legit win than last year to me. They got that holding call and that was game over. This was
but that was at least a call on the field. This was a call from the fucking NFL to put the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Oh, stop, bro. Come on.
You really think none of it had anything to do? You think this just magically fucking happens? The NFL just magically.
Okay, but for the Chiefs to already be this dominant in the postseason and in Super Bowls before this year, before the whole script thing, for the same thing to happen again, the same year we're talking about it being scripted, going, see, it's scripted, just because we guessed the most obvious thing that could have happened, which was the Chiefs repeating as Super Bowl champs, doesn't really mean it's scripted. It just means that the team that has been winning Super Bowls the last 5 fucking years won another one.
Sure.
That's all that happened. That's what happened. And you got to give them the credit. I want to talk some NBA, though. we spent.
They can have the credit.
We talked a lot of Super Bowl, a lot of NFL, but let's talk some NBA. So there's some conversation about Paul George and whether he will get a contract extension from the Clippers.
I think it relies heavily on the outcome of the season.
Sure. Well,
like
also
this is a team that is built around short contracts with superstars.
Yeah, well, okay. While
these guys teamed up to win championships. They didn't team up to live their careers out as a Clipper.
While I looked this up, though, there was reports that the Sixers were the team that would be looking to pursue Paul George if he were to become a free agent
in the offseason. Maybe.
So let's be real. Paul George becomes a free agent, it's going to be a lot of talk.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. It's heavily going to come down to what happens this season. Now, already based off this year, they're playing great, staying healthy, they're doing their thing. And I personally don't think they're going to let Paul George slide, and nor do I really think Paul George wants to leave.
Not right now, no.
That's a whole other thing.
It also relies on, you've got 3 other superstars on that team. Kawhi, who has bounced around recently. Well, not really, but left a team he won a championship with to come here. You got James Harden, who's bounced around like a motherfucker. You got Russ, who was a Laker, who was a Rocket, who was a Wizard, who was a this, who was that. And it's like if they lose in the playoffs, if they win in the playoffs, is this team going to stay together? I think Paul's not going to stay in LA. Paul's going to want to go to a team that can win a championship, because Paul can be a guy on a good team who can change a team around. He's a guy who can bring you 24 points and change a team.
But you don't think it comes down? You don't think there's a point in there's obviously an element to like a time in a player's career where they'd rather play like location based than success based?
Sure, that happens, but also there's money involved.
Like, okay, we're talking about
get a bag.
Exactly. That's true. That's very true. But like the whole narrative when Paul George came to LA was like he's from here. He wants us to be here. It's like, so it's gonna be. I could see it being hard for him to be like, all right, let's go move to Philly.
Sure.
Let's go. Let's hope Joel can stay healthy and I can hoop.
We've seen crazier things.
We have seen crazier things. You know, we
saw? when Bron went to Miami, like he was like, "Oh, I'm a Floridian now." We didn't expect him to go back to Cleveland.
That is true. Yeah. You all right? Okay, I got you. You're right. But returning to home is more likely than like coming home after like a long career and then leaving.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. But
Paul's not like, I don't know. Paul.
Just go up the sack or something. You know?
Huh?
I said just go up the sack or something. Play the Kings or something. But
he's not a guy you can build around anymore and create a championship roster. He's a guy who can change one of those top teams into a championship team.
Okay, he's not the first guy in 2024 that you want to build a championship team around, but he's not a role player.
No, he's not there.
He's not a role player.
He sort of sits in like that.
It's a gray area.
Like right below Dame, in like that Beal area, kind of.
At this point in his career, yes.
Where it's like he's going to give you 20 to 24.
Next to Kawhi.
And exactly. And good defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but he's not a guy who's going to be dropping 30 plus and fighting for MVPs and leading a team to the championship. But.
So right before the pod, or right after the pod, last episode, Devan, you did your infamous, here's a great topic we could talk about. But
that would have been something so great to predict live, and I said it right after.
So we're watching, we're not watching, but, you know, when you look at the Lakers game, you look in the crowd, what do you see?
Yeah, no.
What do you see?
It's fucking Dinwiddie sitting next to Rob Pelinka. And then, well, I didn't realize, because I saw the trade, I didn't realize that when Dinwiddie got traded to the Raptors, he got waived immediately. And then
did you
I
not say
pulled it.
that?
I didn't say, no, I saw that Dinwiddie got traded. I didn't see that he got waived immediately, and then I saw that he was sitting next to Rob Pelinka at a Lakers game, and it's like, all right,
okay.
Well, this is a Lakers move that wasn't a trade.
Yeah. So, okay, that's the thing. So, two things to this. I want to talk about the Dinwiddie, and how impactful you think this move is going to be. But there was a report I saw, and according to some reports, the Lakers have faith that they're going to, in the offseason, like one of the big reasons why they didn't make any big moves at the trade deadline was because they have faith that they're going to be building around LeBron and AD next season. Now that tells me two things. It's one or the other. Okay. Now tell me if you disagree or not. It's either they know something we don't, like they already know Bronny's playing a second year, or they already know, they like, or maybe LeBron's like, I don't know. It has to be.
How old is Bryce?
I don't know, but if I'm not even going that deep in the family LeBron tree, but the fact that that's even considered, maybe they know something we don't. Or the Lakers are naive enough to be like, he doesn't want to play with Bronny. He wants to win championships with the Lakers. It's like, I feel like if
well,
go ahead.
It could be being naive, or it could just be, I guess, like settling your fans down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, this is why we didn't make moves. It's because come off season, which honestly, the Lakers over the past couple of years hadn't made the most impactful moves. And when they did make an impactful move, it was shot down halfway through the season.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they expect to do. If I was the Lakers, I would let Bron walk, and I would.
Apparently, they want Donovan Mitchell.
Now, I can see that happening. I heard that. But to me, it's like the Lakers are the Lakers. Like, they had some bad years after, or like when Kobe was there and after Kobe left, and in between that. Just the past 10 or so years, or a little bit before that.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers, if they lose LeBron, they'll build a team. Hopefully. Like, they're not starting from scratch necessarily. They have AD maybe. I don't know. I don't see a world where LeBron stays. Championship or not. If Bronny hits the league.
If Bronny hits the league, he's staying put as a Laker.
Who?
If Bronny stays at
USC, if Bronny stays,
LeBron is 10,000% staying as a Laker.
Still a Laker. Exactly. If Bronny hits the league, then shit gets different.
Shit's gonna get interesting. Which, I mean, I don't know. It does make me think that they might have some information that we don't, might know something we don't. Because let's be real.
Maybe they trade up for the number 1 pick and take Bronny.
Here's the thing. Bronny hasn't done anything yet.
No,
for a
but
team to be like, oh shit.
Exactly.
We need
but
Bronny.
The thing is, if you draft Bronny, you're banking on getting LeBron. You're drafting LeBron if you draft Bronny. The thing is, it's like, I mean, LeBron already said that Bronny could come and play for the Lakers right now. He thinks his son is NBA ready. But whoever drafts Bronny gets LeBron James. And that's just based on what LeBron has said in recent years.
But so there's no world where teams are just like, even teams are like, you should probably play another year. Like, you.
I mean, I can see LeBron telling his son to play next year.
LeBron's telling him, come suit up with us now, next week.
See, but here's the thing. LeBron may be shocking himself in how long he thinks he can play, because he's still absolutely balling.
Mm-hmm. Which I saw this. Go ahead.
He could play 4 or 5 more years. He doesn't need, or more. Like, he doesn't need to rush getting his sons into the league and playing on a team with them.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he is being a little more patient than he seems to be when he talks about how it's like, man, Bronny can play now.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe he is in no rush and is like, play another year, get ready, come hoop. You'll have me and AD, or not me and AD, because you're not a Laker. We're gonna go. Me and you are gonna go
Exactly.
be playing
We're gonna go
in
team up
Atlanta or
in.
somewhere,
Yeah, exactly.
and we're gonna do our thing. But all right. Final thing before we get out of here, Devin. All-Star break. We're here at the All-Star break,
Yeah.
which apparently Puka Nakua is playing in the NBA All-Star game. So I guess I'm going to be watching my first NBA All-Star celebrity game. Celebrity game, I meant. Sorry,
Yeah.
celebrity game. First one in like probably 10 years.
The rest of the people on there, I'm not too sure is like.
Well, I don't know. I do think that
Not the best.
I think the NBA All-Star celebrity game should just be NFL players.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure the NFL would like that too much.
I mean, bro,
They hoop all the time.
here's the
I mean,
thing.
you got this
Okay,
fucking video of Myles Garrett fucking hamming on him.
bro, let's be real.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. That was dumb.
Take
That was dumb.
You know how much money both of them, like NBA and NFL, can make. The biggest worry would be the NFL players getting hurt.
Yeah.
This is why you send people on rookie contracts who aren't worth a lot of money. Now, maybe he's a little too
He's
risky.
a little up there now.
Like Cooper Kupp ain't going to go risk playing in the All-Star.
Cooper Kupp's going to tear his whole ass if he tries to.
Jamar Chase, maybe you shouldn't.
Like get second tier guys.
But bro, give me like, I don't know, like I don't know.
Darnold.
Tyreek be taking some hits. Like I can see Tyreek Hill going out there and hooping and being all right. Being
maybe Tyler Lockett. He's never taken a hit in his life.
He don't take hits. Or was that Golden Tate? Or was that both of them?
Tyler's notorious for just getting down.
But what I do want to do is I want to predict the 10 spots on the East and West standings. If you want to pull it up now, I'll pull it up.
Are we doing it in order?
So yeah, so from 1 to 10. So I already have mine, but I will pull it up just to.
I'm just gonna rip it off my fly ass.
Yeah, no, off the fly, perfectly fine. But so for me, I guess what, East first?
Yeah.
So East first.
East is way.
Now, obviously, the biggest thing for me is going to be how much Philly drops.
Sure.
So I'm going with Boston at 1. I got Milwaukee jumping from 3 to 2, and this is obviously going into the playoffs. So I got Milwaukee ending at 2. I'm gonna have the Cavs at 3. I'm gonna bump. Now I think Philly dips below Indiana and the Knicks.
At 6.
Or yeah. Now the Magic is a weird team to me.
It's a weird one
because
they got what's his nuts, Paolo.
They could easily jump. And then Miami's
but they could easily fall.
Like I could see Miami still being under Philly just for the rest of the regular season without Embiid, just because it's Miami. Like that's just what who cares? It's a regular season. So for now, I will say Philly is 6, barely, not having to play in the play-ins. Then I'm gonna go Miami. See, now I might switch it. I'm gonna go Orlando 7. Miami 8. Orlando 7, Miami 8. Give me Chicago jumping from 10 to 9, or Atlanta jumping from 10 to 9, and then I really can't pick anybody else but Chicago. I mean, the Nets. Chicago 10 seed. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, the current 10 seeds on both sides, I think. Like I don't see. I mean, maybe the teams that are in 11 can maybe breach a spot. Maybe in the West, I don't fucking know. But
so where do you want to start on the East? 1 or 10?
I would like to start.
We can go back and forth. I mean,
yeah, I'm just gonna start kind of ripping some stuff. So Celtics 1, for sure. I got Bucks 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I see the Cavs hype. I get it, but
no, I get it.
76ers dropping down.
I would have liked to see them go and get somebody because they're a team that just needs that little bit, and they're playing so well right now with the squad they have.
Like OKC.
They need a little.
Like,
exactly.
like why are y'all like? Well, it's not why are y'all so good, but it's like y'all are so good, but
y'all are so good.
I just don't trust y'all.
Something's not right. No.
Yeah, I don't trust y'all in a big postseason.
Like once you start going up against these truly experienced teams, it's going to be incredibly difficult. But yeah, Bucks 2, Cavs 3. Yeah, I mean, I think the Sixers are going to fall a little bit, but I still think with Maxey, they're in a decent spot. I think
keeping them at 4.
They're 5 right now.
Or sorry, excuse me. Keeping them at 5.
I think. Who'd you have jumping? Where'd you put the Sixers?
Sixers I got at 6. So I got Boston, Milwaukee, Cavs, Indiana Pacers, Knicks, Philly.
Okay. I was hoping I wasn't crazy because I was going to go Pacers 4.
Okay.
I think I'm going to stick 76ers at 5. I like 76ers at 5. Knicks 6.
Okay.
Heat 7. Magic 8. And then
Bulls just
Hawks.
lost Levine, so you know.
Yeah, Hawks Bulls. Well, Hawks.
Ooh, you gonna bump out? You gonna bump out Chicago? You gonna throw in a hot take at 10? Or are we going with Chicago?
Hawks Nets. Hawks Nets.
Hawks Nets. Okay, Nets.
I honestly don't know who the Nets have.
Nets make the play-ins. All right, so let's go over to the West, which I think
is. Wait, who's on this Nets team? Like, I just want to.
Let's be real.
Oh yeah, no, I can see them taking the 10 spot.
I mean, yeah.
Over the Bulls, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I like that. I like it.
The West, which I think is a lot more interesting.
Yep.
So
not
bias is gonna kick in. But let me just say this now. I can't wait to watch the Clippers be the number 1 seed in the West.
Really?
The way they're playing, the way they're balling. I like them. I like them at the West.
We got, like, in terms of wins, damn near a tie for
36, 35, 36, 36.
Could go anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just give me Clippers 1. Now I will say Minnesota's number 1 right now. I'm gonna drop them to 3. I'm gonna say Minnesota's 3. I will say Denver probably finishes as number 2. Is that me a little scared and just keeping Denver and Clippers as far away as possible for as long as possible? Maybe. But that's what I'm going to do. And then I got OKC at 4. They're going to keep doing their shit just like the Cavs that we talked about. They're a team that's like, damn, y'all are really good, but y'all are going to have to play the Nuggets or something soon, and it's going to be a problem, which I do think in the first round they're going to be playing Phoenix at number 5. So give me the Suns at 5, which means the Pelicans are going to drop. But I think the Pelicans are going to drop significantly, actually. Okay. Because after Phoenix, I have Sacramento at 6, which means the Lakers are playing in the play-ins at number 7. I got Dallas at 8, and then I have New Orleans at number 9. And you know, I talked a lot of shit. I said a lot of things. But with Steph Curry dropping 30, the Warriors will barely make it in 10 seed.
And also, the Jazz gave up.
Yeah. So. Give me Steph and the Warriors, number 10.
Well, I like it.
So, biggest thing for me
a couple different.
New Orleans dropping.
Yeah, sure. Couple differences. I see the Nuggets 1. Clippers 2. Suns 3.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I'm crazy.
Okay. With a 5 game difference with okay.
T-Wolves 4. Thunder 5.
Okay.
Honestly, dude.
It's interesting that you think the Suns can make that 5-game jump, but not Dallas. Because, they're both sitting at 31.
No, I know.
With the Nuggets sitting at 36.
Yeah.
What's up with you in Dallas? You got a vendetta or something?
No. But I think that Suns team right now is a little bit. I mean, they're a more matured team. They're a little bit better built for the playoffs, and getting there. And I expect a good late season push out of them. Where am I at?
You are at 5 OKC. You got Denver, Chargers. Jesus Christ, it just says lack. Clippers, Phoenix, Minnesota, OKC at 5. So you got one more spot till we hit the play-ins.
I'm gonna flip OKC and the Mavs.
Okay, so OKC at 6, Dallas at 5.
Yep.
All right. I thought
Lakers.
I thought you were missing a team. I figured the way you were leaning.
No. Again, the Thunder are doing great right now. But I think the Mavericks, with their addition of PJ Washington, I think can only help the team. I'm at 7.
Yeah. Oh, you're at 7 right now. Yeah, I heard you mention the Lakers.
Lakers 7.
Okay.
Kings 8. Pelicans 9. Warriors 9. No. Pelicans 9. Warriors 10.
Pelicans 9. Warriors 10. Okay, so some similarities, some differences. You got Dallas making the 5th seed. I got Dallas playing in the play-ins. Seems like we both agree that the Lakers are going to be playing in the play-ins.
But barely. I mean, I can see them getting a 5 or a 6.
I can see them getting a 16.
I can see them getting a 4 slot easy. Like,
you got Sacramento dropping a little bit, which is a little interesting. They just seem like a team that's gonna, just keep. I don't know. For some reason, I just saw like at the end of the day, like they might just end with one or two more wins than the Lakers. They just tried a little bit harder in the regular season. Maybe they pulled off, but maybe not.
Maybe it's like the fact that I've watched basketball. I've followed basketball. I said watch. Followed basketball for a while, and just the Sacramento Kings just the name makes me feel like something will with their team. Like, but I don't know.
I will say on both sides. So for the West, besides Golden State, the weakest team, is New Orleans by a mile. To be honest with you, they're not. I mean, they're going to be a waste of time to watch on the play-ins. Over on the
but
East,
I enjoy watching Zion. I like the team. It's not bad.
Like
BI.
Go ahead.
I like Ingram.
I think the East play-ins will be more interesting than the West, if that makes any sense. Because if it's
because there are much smaller jumps in the lower tiers of the East.
Like for you, it's going to be Lakers versus Kings, and then Pelicans versus Golden State, which pretty much is saying, all right, we know the Lakers are making it, and then if Sacramento loses to Golden State or New Orleans, then it's a fucking shame. Then for me, it's Lakers and Mavericks. So, and then to me, if the Mavs lose to the Lakers, they're beating New Orleans or Golden State. Now, over on the East, like Miami alone, we both got Miami in the play-ins.
Are one game.
Sure, but they
not serious.
They turn up though. They're going to turn
those
up.
Games can go.
Exactly. But Miami in a play-in game for both of us, because you got, you're gonna have Miami, Orlando. But we both know Atlanta versus Chicago, Atlanta versus Brooklyn.
Waste of time.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see. 2 months from now, we're gonna see how close we were to these predictions. But Devan, we talked the Super Bowl. We talked the Mahomes legacy. We talked the Lakers and what they're going to do in the offseason. We didn't talk about how impactful we thought Dinwiddie was, which is, I think we answered it by putting them at 7.
Well, I think I mean, I do think the Lakers can be in anywhere from 4 to 8, maybe 3 to 8 in the playoffs.
Yeah, the West is close.
But the problem with the Lakers is not their starting five. It's the rest of the team. Like, Dinwiddie's not going to be starting games, but I think he could do a lot for that second squad. He might catch a starting spot, but yeah, I mean, I think he can have a decent impact. He's a good passer. I mean, he can give you close to 15 points a game, maybe a little bit
I
less.
don't think it's gonna hurt.
No, I don't think it can. He's not a selfish player. He's not a guy who wants the ball. Like, I think he'll fall in line, and I think he can help this team.
All right, well,
it's a great move for the Lakers. I was expecting more.
Definitely more.
I was expecting more.
Dinwiddie to the Lakers. Chiefs are Super Bowl champions. Travis Kelce's a douchebag. Do you have anything else to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, Taylor Swift sucks.
We'll be back on Saturday to talk more NFL, more NBA. Brand new episodes every Tuesday and Saturday. It has been me. It has been Devin. It has been real. We are out.